this workshop. So Angel Garcia is the Assistant Director for the Center of Leadership and Service at Florida International University. And he is also getting his PhD there, as well as an officer in the Army. So he's got a lot going on, and he joined our family this year. And I already know he's going to be a rock star with the 10 other facilitators I have doing this workshop. And earlier we talked about the fact that diversity isn't really what we're looking for. We're looking to dig deeper. We're looking to dig into social justice. So Angel's going to come up and tell you a little bit more about social justice and why Elephants and Onions is the program to bring to your campus.
Garcia, I got your back, brother. I got your back. A phrase that was said to me 6 years ago that saved my life and changed the way that I wake up every single morning and face this awesome, crazy world. Now, I love movies, so we're going to do a little Tarantino. We're going to go backwards in this. We're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to see what was it that caused this guy to say, Garcia, I got your back, brother. So come with me. Let's go. From the time that I was born in Miami, that's all I knew in my life. I was born and raised in Miami. 30 years in that awesome place. That's all I've known. Everything that you've seen on TV, swimming with the dolphins, scuba diving, snorkeling, CSI Miami, coming out of the Humvees with the Boss Armani suits and glasses, that's what I do, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I know. I'm a Cuban American who's been a rock star in Miami, and the furthest I've ever gone north is Orlando, and that's Disney World. That's all I've known in my life, okay? Now, you want to talk about diversity, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You want to talk about just African Americans, whites, and Latinos. You try taking that to Miami, because it's not just African Americans, white, and Latinos. Give me a second. There's diversity to diversity. You talk about Latinos, you got Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Colombians, South Americans. You got people from all over the place, each with their distinct flavors. Then the African Americans, you got Haitians, you got Nigerians, you got people from Jamaicans, boop, boop. You got people from all over the place. And it's such a beautiful, awesome melting pot. You kick a bucket over and like 60 of us come out like, whoa, hey, what happened? What just happened? Wow, back to our diversity party. I'm sorry, let's go back in there, okay? In 2003, I was watching a commercial in my dorm room. I'm sitting there, and I'm the type of person in life that I believe, when I grow older, I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to look back in my life and say, you know what? Man, I could have, I should have, I would have. I couldn't live with myself. I'm a thrill seeker. I'm skydiving next week. I got scuba certified this past weekend. Life is awesome. So I'm sitting there in my dorm room eating one of these little Gengo's pizza. I think the one that's perforated in the middle, you snap in half. If a party's coming, you take the whole thing. So I'm there, and I'm eating that, and I'm watching the Florida Marlins play, and this commercial comes on. There's this dude running through the wilderness. He's running, and all of a sudden the wilderness turns into like the Grand Canyon. He's like, bum, 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 bum. Then all of a sudden he's climbing this mountain. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So he's climbing this mountain, and this fire-breathing dragon comes in from the right side of the screen. It's like, oh, boom. I'm like, dude, that thing's trying to bite your toe, bro. Man, the guy's like kicking, like, get back, dragon, that's my toe, get back. And he's kicking this dragon. He gets to the top of this canyon. He's up there. He pulls a sword out. I'm like, dude, who carries a sword when they're running? Anyways, so he pulls a sword out. He jabs the dragon in its eye, like, take that, dragon, for trying to bite my toe. And all of a sudden, he does one of these and turns into a what? A Marine. I don't know how I confused the Marine for the Army. But I'm like, I got to join the Army. What? Done. Done. I go to my recruiting station. I walk in there as if it was Burger King. I'm like, yeah, look, look, let's not get crazy. I want to do 2 years in the Army. What the heck? Maybe 3 if you could offer me something. Well, long story short, they shipped this Cuban American, okay, from Miami to Fort Knox, Kentucky. Woo! That's what I said when I got off the bus. Woo! It is freezing in here. 65 degrees in Miami. Ladies and gentlemen, we're closing schools, and we're looting Old Navies for jackets, okay? Survival mode. Now I'm in Kentucky, 20 degrees, and many things are happening. I'm in my Hollister short, jeans, flip-flops, a hairstyle that I thought was cool back then, and this little thin mustache, which I don't know what I'm thinking about. Whatever, I thought it worked, but it didn't. I'll get over that. But the point is that apart from the weather, I started realizing I'm not the big dog anymore. I'm not the big fish. People are different around me. And not only are people different around me, but people are treating me a little bit differently. Kind of weird. No problem. We move forward. I go to Iraq. 2004. February 2nd, boots on ground, Baghdad, Iraq. I land there, and I had a team of 6 people, and I realized that this one guy in my team would never talk to me. He was from Tennessee. The dude would not give me the time of day. Nothing. Wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't look at me, nothing. Until one night, when we're getting ready to go on a raid, okay, this is crazy, and they tell us that you might lose lives that night, including yours. We're doing a little huddle, and I'll never forget this. We're huddled around each other, a group of 6 men. We're holding each other, and we're praying. We're looking at each other like saying, you know what? This might be the last time I'll ever see you guys. This might be the last time I'll ever go to Wendy's. I mean, that's the type of thing, that's what you think. I'm like, dude, I'll never go to Wendy's and order a Frosty in my life. Let's get to praying. So we're praying, and all of a sudden, I realize that to my left, when we're done praying, there's that little squeeze that you do that. I got you. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? I got you, brother. And this guy from Tennessee who didn't give me the time of day, I realized that he was here on my left, and I was to his right, and he shook me, and I shook him. And as we're getting ready to go on a mission, he goes, hey, Garcia, I got your back, brother. And he saved my life that night. He saved my life. But why is it that because of the way that I look, I was already put into a box? Why is it that because of someone's sexual orientation, they're put into a box? You know why it is, ladies and gentlemen? The answer is not in a book that you get at Barnes & Noble's, or a magazine that you read, or maybe a newsletter that you get. The reason is deep down inside each and every one of you, in those little parts of our body and our mind that we never show anybody. Once you pass the guard dog and the spotlight, and you take that little Willy Wonka fairy down to that part, and the little arm's like, halt, who goes there? You're like, hey, I got the password. Okay, proceed. There's a little filter that's in there that you don't talk about. But it's what gives you the understanding to know how people are in this world. And what creates that filter? Only you know that secret equation. You might say one thing, but that filter says another. Campus Speak, I have the blessed opportunity to be a part of this team for Elephants and Onions. It's a 3-hour to 6-hour workshop that gets to the heart of what that filter is about. It's in your face. We call out the white elephant. This is what it is. When you go to Outback Steakhouse, you know the little bloomin' onion that you order? The onion's cool, but what's the sweet spot? What's the bomb diggity of that thing? That little cream, that little horseradish sauce in the middle. If you don't have that, you're like, hey, I don't want it. And that's what Elephants and Onions does. We call the white elephant, we start peeling back those layers of privilege, of identity, of assumptions. There might be tears, but we're going to rip through that so we can get to that little sweet spot that determines the way that you look at people in your daily lives. Thank you.